What is up, fellas? Back on another video on YouTube, explaining the trade I took today. A longer form instead of the Instagram Reels, which is like 20 seconds. But basically breaking down what I saw, why I took a trade, and whatnot. We're first going to start off with marking out each of our sessions. Show you how I did that. So what we saw today, we go here. So yellow is going to be New York, blue is Asia, red is London. Basically, we're going to mark out the high and low of untested sessions. We're going to start off with New York. That's going to be marked out because it wasn't tested. None of these came back up and tested it. So we'll mark that out. We come over to Asia. We find it has been tested, so we don't mark that out. But we see the low, so we do mark that out. Same with London. We can mark out the low because it was not tested. Basically, it wasn't breached, so we can mark it out. But the high was tested, so we can't mark that out. And then also with the new New York, we can mark out this low and this high. Okay, so basically with these, the further back you go, the more like confluence it has, I guess. Like more likely chance it is going to bounce or reject. So with like this new New York and new high and low, I'm less confident in placing a bounce or a reject on that, but I can still use it to trade, but I am less confident. Like today it did play out, but the further back gives you more confidence for each trade like that. And then of course we go to the 6 and 615 candle, mark that out. That is a orb for us. That's going to be MST for me. And then we're going to hop over to Tradeovate. That's where I place my trades for now because I'm using Alpha Futures. We had all the lines marked out here and here and whatnot. Okay, so let's get down to Le Trade. I don't know if it's just for y'all or not, or if it's just for me, but Tradeovate low-key sucks for... It's just like caveman technology, bro. It does not have anything I need, but that's all right. Okay, so market open. We closed above on the 15-minute, the orb. So we are looking for a bounce and then a reject for a long. We had market open up here at 7:30. Of course, everybody knows that. Came down here, bounced a little, chopped a little for a bit, and then actually got down to our orb and our midpoint. So originally, I didn't place my trade there because usually if there's ever a low down here or a high that's in the orb, it likes to tend to test that as well and then get the reject or the bounce, depending on which way, but today it did not. So I had a really, really strong rejection right here. Just wicked out basically and never touched it until obviously the reject up there. But so that's why I didn't place my trade earlier. I kind of just like waited for it to actually fully break out. Definitely could have placed my trade a little bit earlier, maybe on this repull or retrace. Sorry. But that's all right. I still hit my full profit of 15 points. Also with Tradeovate, you can't mark out like your long position or short position. It kind of sucks. It's not the greatest thing to use, but we can go over here and mark it out. So we're basically right around there. Yeah, so 15 points. And I always have my stop at 5. So basically the way I can do this is it's a 1 to 5. 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. So I'll go in with one contract and have my stop loss at 5 points. And once I hit once I go 5 points into profit, I add another contract. But I move my first stop loss up. So I'm only ever risking $250, and then the reward is $1,250. So that's a 1 to 5. It's like a way to like kind of hack a better risk to reward, I guess, but definitely plays out a little bit better. It's more of a you add to your position so you can lose less. But yeah. And then also you could have placed 2 trades off this reject. I was thinking about it, but I took one win and said that was good enough, like you should. But I would have definitely hit this rejection for a small little short. But that's about it. Hopefully tomorrow is also a banger. I hope everybody have a good day.